all 3 days, some sessions for children,
Right.
because we have a yurt for the children, which is actually being run by Childline.
Right.
And so what we will be doing is to teach in arts and craft, some African and Caribbean rhythm in there. So obviously I've got to keep my hand in, or else, you know, those children are going to be really critically brutal.
They're going to be standing there having a go at you. So this is what, the sixth festival, isn't it?
It is the sixth festival, and we are saying it is going to be the sixth and the best.
Right.
Yeah, and that is not a criticism of the previous ones, but we strive to improve each year.
That's right. Everything has to
move
forward,
on,
doesn't it?
Move forward. Yeah.
So what's going to be different this time? Anything?
There has been a significant change in emphasis this year, because as well as focusing on the food and music, which we always did, we will be looking at a number of community aspects. So for example, we will have Diabetes UK there, and because they are concerned, and we're all concerned, about the link between diabetes and food, and how the way that the food is cooked and or that overall preparation can contribute to the lowering of diabetes. We will have West Midlands Mental Health Service there also, and their concern will focus on the contribution that culturally appropriate food can make in mental health recovery, because certainly within the West Midlands, we have significant numbers of people, particularly African Caribbean men, who seem to have frequent mental episode of all description. And from the experience that they have gained, this as well, food is part of the recovery process.
Do we know why there's been this increase?
It's a difficult one to say, because obviously mental ill health tends to come from some kind of social dissonance. And psychologically, I think, if people have that psychological dissonance, it's how do we make sense of certain things that's happening in our lives. And I think, you know, that's one of the contributing factors. And then I don't have the qualification to say specifically, but if I was to hazard a guess, I think it's very significant.
You're able to sell this, of course, as a Caribbean festival, as hours of food, music and fun, Caribbean style. And once you get into that sort of mode, everybody will be having a good time, won't they?
Absolutely having a good time. And if anybody comes and don't have a good time, there is a fee of only £1. We'll give them their pound back.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, do you find each year that when people come back, they want broadly the same things from you? They say, hey, I had some of that food last time, and where's that drink, and
yes,
where's this?
They do want broadly the same thing. And the queue around jerk stations, those queues are always long. But one of the criticisms that we have received and responded to is the fact that jerk chicken and fish and all of that tend to dominate the cuisine in past. So what we have done this year is to restrict the number of jerk stations, so other cuisine can come to the fore. Yeah, and so for example, we'll be having some street food by 63 Island, and they'll be doing a whole range, including a lot of vegetarian, because the Caribbean and certain Caribbean and African food is not noted for its steep history in vegetarianism. And so we get that demand, and increasingly people are asking for it. So there'll be far more vegetarian food and offer this year than previously.
Are there particular groups of people who are particularly attracted to this event?
I would say not, because when we look at the audience, it's very, very cosmopolitan. And we have requests from people all over the country. Some, they have made inquiries about hotels. Yeah, so in fact, to think that the Caribbean Food Festival has become a weekend out for people from Devon and Somerset, and some coming from London, has made a significant contribution to Birmingham, because one of the things when we started was to try and raise the profile of Caribbean cuisine in Birmingham, because Birmingham is noted for its food. I understand it. We have, what, 5 Michelin star restaurants now?
Yes, I believe it is, yeah.
In the city. And so, in fact, part of the thing that we're trying to do is say, well, I don't think any of them is Caribbean just yet. And why not?
We've got to wait a bit longer for
Yes,
that. Yes, yeah. And so far as the event goes, I mean, how do you find that so far as, I mean, Birmingham's such a cosmopolitan place,
Yes.
it's so diverse, that the people who live there, they just accept it nowadays, don't they? They don't see things as individuals and separate things.
No, and in fact last year, because last year was the first time we held it at Centenary Square, and what members of city centre management said that we managed to achieve something that they have been trying to do for a number of years, which is to get people from all religion, all ethnic background, gather in the square, feeling comfortable among each other,